Yo, what's up? If you're watching this in the future, I'm trying to do a couple of streams every once in a while, maybe 1 or 2 times a month. Yeah. All right, now how do I actually load up everything? Let's see here. All right, this is also going to be my first time trying out the streaming setup. So I am curious how it looks. Uh-oh, that didn't work. All right, I think it's working. Let's go. Should hopefully be live. Or not. Am I actually live though? That's the question. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I'm live. Hell yeah. Alright, why is my fancy chat not working? Alright, let's see here. I swear I had this all working a couple of days ago. Let's see here. Copy. Alright, why is this chat not working? Come on. Let's see. Yo, what is up? I'm trying to figure out my new setup here. Let's see here. Oh, that could do it. Oh, it was there the whole time. Okay. Let's see. Wow, fancy. And video. Wow. Cool. This is pretty sweet. So this means... Yo, what's up? If you're watching this, could you put something in the chat? Because I'm trying to play with this new fancy chat. Because it's just me right now, but it'd be helpful if I had other people saying stuff. Okay. Da, 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 da. Is to, how is that possible? Okay. Profile scene, docs, window. Stats. Okay, cool. What does this look like? Oh. Okay. How is that? All right, I got everything working. What is up? Can you put something in the chat? I'm trying to see if this works correctly or not. Let's see. Yo, what is up? Okay, so this actually works. That is crazy. Crazy. Okay, look at that. Look at my new fancy setup. Wow. That's cool. I got a bit of an upgrade here instead of using my phone in the garage. Yeah. Sweet. Something. What are you all up to? Thank you, man. Oh, did your shirt ship yet? I think it might have. Boing. Okay, yeah. So before I was just kind of like literally using my phone, and I don't think the audio quality was that great. I assume it's probably better now because I'm just using like my normal camera, that I record videos with, and like the normal mic I use. Kind of got everything hooked up so that I don't have to just like sit in the garage with my phone. So yeah, I hope it sounds much better because I really want to be able to just use this setup instead of just sitting with my phone. Just quite annoying. You're a little quiet. What the heck? Interesting. How can this be this quiet? Okay, maybe I haven't got my setup fully figured out in that situation. I don't even know what to adjust. Let's see. Well, what are y'all up to? I kind of decided I might as well just try and stream like very late at night, and it looks like looks like no one is online, which is actually kind of funny. I wonder if I can figure out how to change the volume on this because I have it maxed out, but I can actually see that it is kind of quiet. That's kind of annoying. Let's see, filters, close. Watch this accidentally get too loud. Come on. Set color, paste, group, hide, filters, order. It's gotta be, aha. All right, I might accidentally make it too loud. Just warning you now. Okay, Let's see, so I can just kind of adjust the gain. Oh, whoa, okay, cool. Yeah, okay, so how does this sound? This should be probably much louder now. Yeah. Cool. How do you like those coilovers? Like, I haven't fully understood how they work. Do you have to like remove the springs? Do you use the stock springs with that? Because from what I've seen before, it's kind of just like the shocks. Okay, cool. Yeah, I already had the volume maxed out, so I just like added a thing on top to like increase like the volume of it. Um, but yeah, hell yeah. It's kind of tragic how few people are online now. Because every time I've done this, there's so many, and now there's like no one. Where did everyone go? Let's see. Can I put it here? Wait. There we go. They come with the springs, but you have to reuse the upper mounts. So that's what that is. I never understood why it doesn't just come like assembled. Um, yeah, because the upper mounts cannot be that complicated to manufacture. It's just a piece of metal at the end of the day. Lost the motivation for my NB swap, so why not start on a new project? Wait, man, what were you doing with that? Like, why were you gonna pull the engine? I mean, it saves a few bucks, yeah, but it's like a huge ass coilover. Like, there's definitely, I don't know. I just feel like that's a lot of labor they're adding for like the person. But I guess on their end, maybe it saves them a ton of labor. All right. Wait, so you have an NB and an NC? On their site. You want Vermouths, you buy the NA version on their site and it comes with them. That's so weird. Yeah, that's the only reason I haven't like recommended stuff in that style to a couple of my friends. Cause I'm like, well, you also have to figure out how to like put the spring on it, which I don't know anything about. And a spring compressor looks terrifying. So yeah, huh? I don't understand, man. Let's see, how can I set this up? Because I was planning to edit some photos from like some of the engine work I did. And I'm trying to fit everything onto my one screen. Number 3, exhaust valve burned up. That had it knew was running on 3 cylinders. He thought it was timing. God damn, that's a pretty involved project. How does the valve just burn up? It's like a piece of metal, right? Huh. Wow. You know, when I was putting my coilovers in my car like 2 years ago, I didn't know any better. And what was I trying to do? When I was trying to like remove the 2 nuts in the engine bay that like hold the coilover in, the stock shock, I for a second there started actually like undoing the top hat, which was kind of a little terrifying when I realized what I was doing. I think it probably would have been fine because it would have all like been contained in the wheel well, but for a moment there I was undoing the shock straight up. But yeah, like sucked up in the bore of the head. That has the same amount of the bore of the head. Like, is the valve not opening? Like, is it essentially just like stuck shut? That's pretty weird. That's crazy that you're doing that though. God dang, that's a lot of Miatas, man. But that's some commitment. All right. Yeah, man. Actually, I might as well just pull up Discord right now. What is up? How does it feel to see? Oh wait, hold up. I have too many windows opening up. Okay, let's see. I'm checking out the Discord. The Volkswagen GTI stock spring shot across my garage when I took them apart. Yeah, dude, like I'm terrified of like using a spring compressor. Like I know it's like a pretty standardized like tool now, but I don't know, man. There's so much energy stored in that, and I am not a mechanic by any means, as you can kind of tell from my videos. Like I generally don't know what I'm doing, and for whenever I work on stuff, I generally need there to be like room for error, and there's not really room for error when using a spring compressor. So I kind of like know my limit, and that's kind of my limit of like I'm not messing with that if I can avoid it. Yeah. Let's see. I'm addicted to cheap Miata projects. Dude, like how many or is it like all restoration stuff or what? Like I'm also scared of like falling down that rabbit hole. Oh, I think I just saw your Discord message. Let's see here. What in the world? How does that... Dude, I don't know. Okay, so wait, let me see if I can just show this on the screen because I got fancy stuff. Hold up. All right, here we go. What is that, dude? Is it like the wrong sized valve that like went into it? Here, let me move this. Dude, I mean, it's like jammed up in there. To me, it just looks like a wrong valve, but I also like don't know anything I don't know enough about this to really know what I'm looking at, but that's crazy. Yeah, that's a good point, dude. I don't know, but that is whack. It's crazy that you just bought a whole head off eBay, and at least you're making it work. If that happened to me, I would have been a little scared of like not knowing what to do next. But yeah, dang, that's crazy. Oh yeah, okay, but about the head gasket stuff, if you just use like the scraper I used, you'll be fine. I just didn't know. I didn't know like what to do, and I didn't really expect to have to like deal with cleaning. So I kind of trialed and errored through it for like a whole like 12 hours. But at the end of the day, like if I had just got that scraper and done it carefully on the iron, like the block side, because it's cast iron, because it's like iron, with WD-40, like that worked in like I cleaned most of it in like half an hour to an hour, and then yeah, so just take like an hour, carefully use a blade, like a specifically like a gasket scraper with WD-40 only on the block, and then maybe spend like another hour with WD-40 and like the green Scotch-Brite pad to get like any like leftover residue, and you should be good. I didn't know about the scraper, so I literally spent like 10 or 8 hours over the course of 2 days with the Scotch-Brite pad. So that's why it sucked. Didn't watch your last video. Yeah, okay, yeah. So the engine came out. So I don't know how many videos you've watched, but I have a little bit of a problem right now with my channel where I've recorded and done a lot of work on the car, but what am I trying to say? But the editing is lagging severely behind the recording. So I've recorded like 10 videos that I haven't yet edited. And so there's like a bit of a gap. So for example, like the car, you can see it right there, has a supercharger bolted in. And in my last video 2 weeks ago, I just pulled out the engine. So I'm trying really hard to like catch up on editing to get it back in sync with like what is actually going on. But yeah, engine came out technically, what was that? in late October is when I actually pulled it out, but I finally got that video out like 2 weeks ago. So I'm trying really hard to catch up on all this work. Nylon brush also does amazing work. That's what I heard. Unfortunately, I didn't prepare well because I really didn't know that this was going to be a thing that I had to deal with when I got to like the head gasket. But yeah. Yeah, I don't know if that's called moving fast. I mean, I don't know. I guess you're talking about the car work, but like, dude, my editing feels like it's like 3 months behind on editing right now. But that was kind of by design. Like, I decided to basically batch record everything because I was really tired of not getting any work done on the car. And even if I did work on the car, it would take sometimes like 2 weekends to do some work on the car, and then like another 2 weekends to edit the video, and then next thing I know, I've spent a whole month just working on a single video. And that, like, I wasn't getting much progress done on the actual car, on the actual project. So I eventually realized, like, I just need to stop editing for a bit and just do all of the work at once in, like, I don't know, 2 months or 3 months. So that is why, let's see, that's why I got, what is it? So the repair, is that the first thing I did? I did the compression test. I did the full like body like welding repair on the totaled car, and then I pulled the engine, did all my engine work, ended up tearing the engine down into 4 parts. This is all spoilers if you haven't. Yeah, this is all spoilers at this point. Sorry, but I guess that's the preview, the sneak peek you get for being here. But tore down the engine completely, and then put it all back together, put it back in the engine, and then drove the car. And then started supercharging the car, and I'm almost done supercharging it. I am just missing like the intake piping, or I haven't finished putting on the intake piping, and then I just need to put the radiator back in and then give it its first start. But yeah, so now, because I've got most of the work done in the car, I'm trying to catch up with editing now. So there's actually going to be a video going up tomorrow morning that I finished, I don't know, like half an hour ago. So yeah, it's tough trying to make videos about a very difficult thing, like working on a car, and then also having the crazy idea to make it all way more difficult by also recording and making like complicated videos over it. Yeah, join the Patreon for more spoilers. I posted in-depth photos of everything for the past few months on it. So yeah. I've been pushing so hard to get this editing done. Like, I really want to be at a point where I can like talk about something and then record it and post it the next week. It's not always fun. Like, I've been getting a couple of comments on my last video that was like really helpful, but it was all like advice that was like, oh, when you get to this part, do that, make sure you take care of this. And I'm like, good to know, but you're kind of 3 months too late. I already did all that and put it all back together, but you don't know that yet. So it's kind of a weird spot to like kind of be in limbo like that. So yeah, I'm really working hard now trying to catch up on editing, which is brutal because each like video takes like, I don't know, like on average it's taking like 2 weeks of just like some part-time work after work, and on weekends to like get it done. So yeah. Yeah. It's teaching me a lot about discipline. I can say that. Last year, I had all the stuff I wanted to do, and then I didn't have any time at all. And then on top of that, whenever I did have a little bit of time, not having a very disciplined approach or goal of like how I want to use my free time, like my personal free time, not even like my free time that I'm supposed to be on YouTube, like doing YouTube work. But I didn't realize how like insanely strictly disciplined I would have to be with my free time, the little bit of free time I had to get anything done. So I've kind of been learning from that, and then now I've kind of gotten the swing of like getting hyper disciplined. So at this point, if it has nothing to do with, if there's something that comes up that doesn't have anything to do with like hanging out with people that I like, or like socializing, or going to the gym, or working on YouTube, I'm generally going to say no at this point. So that's like how I've kind of been carving out time for YouTube. Just every time I have free time, I have to be so disciplined at this point. But it's kind of a fun exercise, honestly. It really helped me with deciding on Tecna coilovers, though. You have a lot of great info when you were just starting out. I wish they made Tecnas for the NC. I'm glad to hear that, dude. I'm not still convinced. I don't know if it's imposter syndrome, if I really gave any helpful information. Because I don't know if you're referring to like me giving advice recently or the original video, but in the original video, I had like no real car experience at all. Like I was 3 or 4 weeks into owning that car. Had never owned like like a high performance car. I guess a Miata is not like a good handling car. So I'd never like tried out a bunch of good handling cars. So I didn't really know like what was good or what was not. It's just that it was definitely way better than stock, and that made me happy, and it felt worth the money. But I mean, to this day, I've still really only like, I don't know, I put maybe 500 or 1,000 miles on the stock old suspension. I've put 3 miles on a friend's Meister R's. Yeah, so I feel a little bit of imposter syndrome, but I'm glad it was helpful. Yeah, I did a lot of research to get that. That's the only reason I was like pretty confident. Did you go with the Roadtrix? Yes, I did. It's actually strapped onto the car right now. I got the Track Dog Racing Roadtrix kit, and then I also got the smallest version so that it'll work with stock internals, or it'll be like as reliable as possible with stock internals. So yeah, got that Roadtrix kit, and then sat on it for a year, and then I finally bolted it on recently, and I'm hopefully gonna be able to start the car sometime soon. But I'm really excited. I've never actually like driven an aftermarket boosted car. I've never driven a boosted Miata. I've only driven stock Miatas, so I didn't even get a chance. I don't think I hadn't even mentioned this in the videos, but when I visited Track Dog a couple of times before I got it, no, I'm on the stock ECU, but I can touch on that in a minute. When I visited Track Dog Racing the few times before I picked up the kit, their Roadtrix car, like their shop car, was on jack stands being worked on. They have 2 cars. One, it was like, I think the engine was completely pulled out, and the other one they were working on it, or both had the engine pulled out. So I didn't even have the chance to try out the Roadtrix before I bought it. And at this point, I don't want to, because I still visit them once in a while. And in my mind, I'm like, if they offer me a drive, I'm going to say no, because at this point, I have the kit. So if I'm going to experience it, I want to experience it for the first time in my own car, because there'll be kind of fun excitement to that, because I don't even know what I bought at this point. But yeah, I got the stock ECU with the piggyback fuel and timing cards. So it should make, I don't know, 90% of what it would make with a standalone, but it'll just be way easier to set up and get going. And then also it is street legal, so I don't have to deal with unplugging them and possibly changing out the injectors every time I have to like get my yearly inspection. So I don't really care to put in the more money to do all that. I just want it to be pretty simple and pretty easy to use and easy to set up. So I'm doing the stock EC for now, but we'll see. I mean, the more I'm getting into this, there's always a good chance that like I'll want to do standalone when I want to take that next step. So yeah, so stock ECU, but fuel and timing cards. It was great seeing a regular guy putting them on. Every other video just said we're installing them today, and I just assume you know what to do, and then give their opinion. Interesting, yeah. Be a little, so I'm using my camera, and then my camera goes to sleep every 30 minutes. So that happens once in a while. Visited Miatas are insanely fun. I just put on the Kraken Turbo system. Okay, EFR 6258, Haltech Elite 1500, 12 PSI. Hell yeah. What kind of torque are you seeing? Are you expecting it to stay reliable with stock internals for long, or what? I'm kind of curious. I've heard really good things about the Kraken. Really want to supercharge my 99. I need a carb legal one, sadly. I know. So was it Fast Forward Superchargers just announced their carb legal supercharger? Is that what it's called? Oh, dude, how am I forgetting the name of this? Yeah, fast forward superchargers. Didn't they say it's carb legal? Yeah. Hold up, let me pull this up on the screen here because it's actually pretty cool. Okay, check this out, dude. Is this what you might be looking for? Carb legal. This has got to work, right? Yeah, it covers 99. You got 91 octane. Dude, this might be what you want. I thought the original owner retired, unless it was the second owner. But I remember, I think he just retired because I remember seeing a post about like a year ago that he was putting up the company up for sale because what was it? Their supply chain had dried out, and they would have to like redesign or go through like a new supply chain process to find a manufacturer. And he just didn't have that in him anymore. He was just like, dude, I'm old. Like, I need to I don't want to go through this whole hassle again. So if I remember right, that's what was the situation at least last year, and he listed it, and some guy who was really passionate about it bought it and like took over. And I'm kind of amazed how fast they like turned around and came up with this. And I don't understand how it's carb legal. That was pretty impressive. 200, was it 200 horsepower? Yeah, 190 to 200. That's pretty cool. But yeah, want a bad. Need to get it on a dyno. Not sure how long it will last, which is why I have a spare engine on the garage. If it dies, I'll swap and rebuild with Forge. I guess that's one way to go about it. Yeah. Yeah, that'll be interesting to see. Let me know what happens. But yeah, I really I don't have that much time to put into this, especially because I spend so much time producing videos. If I have a lot of car work suddenly pile up, I'm not going to be happy about it. Or if it's expensive work, I've put so much money into this that I don't want to anymore. So my goal with the Rotrex was just like get the most reliable and like simplest thing I could find. That was kind of my goal. But yeah, could also buy 3 Miatas for that mount. Yeah, I don't disagree. Takes a long time to get that carb sticker. I've heard. So I went down a rabbit hole about getting a system like this carb legal, and Flying Miata did a tech talk a year or two ago at some sort of event. I think it was Miata Reunion, and they talked about how SEMA, like the SEMA from like the SEMA show, has resources that they provide to smaller aftermarket companies trying to make carb legal stuff, and they were talking about that quite a bit. I don't know if I can find it, but I listened to the entire tech talk. It's something about like developing a turbo system for the Miata or something like that, and it was really cool to like learn just from like an engineering perspective how they did it. System for Miata. Where did it go? How to prep. New NC. Flying Miata. NC Miata Tech Talks. Dude, where is this? I want to say it was like Miata Reunion or something. Yeah, so that's what I was feeling too. Like I enjoyed my car for like a year, and by the time I got to like the 1 year mark, I was already just like kind of getting frustrated with kind of the lack of response. My daily is a Model Y Performance, so that is like a 450 horsepower, something like a 450 torque EV. So I'm spoiled with that, and it was just a little too laggy compared to that. Like there's times where I would take turns and I like to be able to rotate with the throttle a bit, and it wasn't. So it was fun to definitely like ring it out all the time, but I got to a point where I was like, okay, I don't need something crazy. I don't need 1,000 horsepower, but you know, a little bit more would be actually quite nice. It would really feel like it would make it up a bit. So I felt like I believe you. Like I feel like it's gonna feel right, but I still cannot imagine that car actually feeling fast. I'm still kind of just used to it being like this slow old car. So that'll be pretty interesting. But yeah, dude, I can't find this tech talk. I thought it was so cool. Find Miata. Miata reunion. Tech talk. Dude, how do you get 450 horsepower out of a GTI? I didn't even know that. That's pretty insane, actually. Wait, that's actually really insane because it's pretty... How much does it weigh? How much does it weigh, dude? That actually sounds like a hoot. Why can't I find this tech talk? How is that possible? Oh, holy crap, dude. That must be insane to deal with. Dang. Yeah, that must be wild. How did you get it there? Did you just like turbocharge it or something? I am not familiar with the GTI, so I don't know anything about the platform. I just know that they're a pretty sick hatch. I know a couple people with it. Why? Why? Is that possible? Oh, did you all see the new merch that I posted about? Oh dang, I don't have the other shirt with me, but I bribed my girlfriend with sushi to design me this design and then to also design, I don't know if this will read backwards. Oh, hey, look at that. To design this of like me actually welding on the car, and then I put it on stickers and shirts, which I have linked down below, I think. I'm really proud of it. I put a lot of time into it, trying to get it right, and I made sure like the shirt was actually nice because I want to wear it all the time. But I've been pretty excited about it, and then tomorrow's video will be the first time I actually like announce it. But yeah. You should check that out. Come with factory with small turbo, Mark 7 hybrid turbo. Protein, full bolt-ons, bigger intercooler, bigger high pressure fuel pump, 4-putt clutch. Dang. Full bolt-ons. Dang, dude, that is a sick setup. I can't imagine like a 2,800 pound car being that fast. That would terrify me if anything. Because even with the Tesla, like, it's way faster than I really need it to be. I have a lot of fun with it, but it's terrifying. I can't imagine like a really lightweight car with the same amount of power. Yeah, in fact, I did the math. I was thinking about this a while ago. Once I boost the Miata, it'll actually be a similar horsepower to weight ratio as the Tesla, because it'll be around 220 and it probably weighs like 2,300 pounds. The Tesla is about like a 1-to-1. It's like a 450 to like a 4,500 pound car, which is wildly heavy. But I can't imagine like having the Miata at the same power to weight ratio. I'm so excited, but it's taken so long to like get some work done, like on the editing and everything. So it's all taken some time. Oh, it's front wheel drive. I didn't realize that. Boosted Miata is scarier at 250, 275. Yeah, I guess I can believe that. Do you have traction issues though? Do you have like wheel hop if you launch it pretty hard or what? Glad you're making videos on your journey. Your car is my end goal for my 99. Appreciate it, man. It's a lot of work, but it's pretty satisfying. And it's really fun, like it's resonating with people. I didn't really expect that. When I first made it, or like made the first few videos, it was just kind of like for fun, because I was just doing it and I thought it's kind of interesting, I guess. I might as well film it, but I didn't really have the intention to truly make it a video, which is why there's not like any B-roll or anything like that. And then after a while of just kind of sitting on the footage, I was just like, I might as well put into a video. I'll just do some like voiceover, and that's kind of how I got started. For the first few videos, it was just me like practicing making videos, not actually expecting anyone to watch it, and then just kind of learning from that. And then it slowly started snowballing. So yeah, to do a few things to get rid of the wheel hop, mostly stiffening up the front end. That checks out. I would expect so. It really was crazy how it kind of took off, though. I mean, it's still really slow going, but I've watched Your Energy drew me in for sure. Great energy and vibes for being a content creator. I appreciate that, man. I imagine you must be talking about newer content, because I was going to say I've gone back and watched some of my oldest stuff once in a while, and it is wild how unwatchable it is. I knew that they weren't that great at the time. I'm just talking more like video quality, because even my friends were like, dude, this is kind of unwatchable. And I was like, what are you talking about? They're the best videos ever made. But yeah, I've been trying a lot to kind of like grow from that and like focus a lot more on like making the videos watchable, which is something I really struggled with in the beginning. But I feel like I've got to a good point. I'm starting to kind of hit a flow with it. Kind of got a little bit of a style with it right now. But yeah. On the Miata, I'm on 205s, 200 treadwear. I'll barely lose traction in a second. Dang, yeah. Is your Tecna video new? I liked how real it was and the editing style of your new stuff. No, so the Tecna videos are one of the oldest videos on the channel. Was it? Yeah, it was one of the oldest. Now I'm kind of curious. Let's go and take a look. Let's see here. Videos. All right. Here's what we got. Is that visible? Yeah. Yeah, because the Tecnas, I guess, where did it come in? Oh yeah, right here. So this is honestly this was recorded over 2 years ago. It was Thanksgiving break of 2023. Yeah. So that was pretty unwatchable to me from back then, but it was pretty fun. It was really fun to make, especially the first few videos. I was struggling trying to like fit in my voiceovers, and it came out a little too forced, and I kind of like learned from that since then. But yeah, I remember the Tecna video and the cat back install. I remember you struggling with the cat back. Yeah, it's kind of sad how much I struggled. I mean, it's expected for the first time, I guess. But I've like disconnected a couple times since, or like when I did the engine pull especially. When I did the engine pull, I had to remove all those exhaust hangers on the mid pipe, and it came out in like 2 minutes because I knew what to do. Like to just have like the right like clamp so you can actually like pull it out. But it was really dumb how much I struggled, and honestly like really funny. But yeah, I mean it was literally 2 bolts and 2 exhaust hangers. It took me, I don't know, 3 hours. But it was a fun time. I really enjoy, I'm not the biggest fan of the video quality of the old ones just because I've improved, so I'm always going to feel like that. But I do like almost have like a nostalgic feel looking at my old ones now, just because it was before, I like got my new garage, so it's like well lit, and I was just like working in the driveway. Like I kind of miss just like working in that driveway all the time. Let's see here. Yeah. Like, I kind of miss Murder Shed. I miss this driveway. I mean, I don't really, but I kind of like, it was just like a fun time. I have such good memories now of like learning how to do all this stuff and get started on it here. And I moved out of there, I think, like a year after this. But yeah, it's a good time looking back. It was kind of cool to like document some of my like favorite experiences or like my own like my biggest learning experiences. Because these are like nice like personal memories for me to also like have documented. But yeah, that was a good time. Let's see, what else do we got? Now I'm kind of curious. I haven't looked at these in a while. What else? Dude, and like some of these, it was really cold outside, and then there was also some videos where there was like a ton of mosquitoes, and I was kind of just dealing with all of that as I kind of went along. Um, yeah, it was a lot of putting up with stuff, and then of course like it would turn nighttime, and it was like really dark, and that was just kind of another pain. I don't know why I put up with all of this. Like at this point in this video, I'm pretty sure I was getting bit by mosquitoes, and I was a little bit cold, and it's dark, and I'm struggling, and I'm on my knees in the driveway. Like, dude, what was I doing back then? Need to watch your newer videos. Oh shoot! So you've been around a while, dude. Um, Mostly only know that 10 months ago, but remember watching your first video when it was only on your channel. Dang, dude, that's so cool that you've been around that long. Yeah, a lot has changed. A lot has changed. So, okay, wait, what's the most recent one you remember watching? Because like I can try and catch you up. I mean, you can always go back and watch it. I don't know if you want me to spoil it, but I can like give you a big like, I can catch you up on everything that's happened since. It's crazy to me that like people like you are still around. That's so cool that like you've been there since the beginning. That was kind of like one of my goals. The more I started working on it, was like I thought it would be really cool to share the journey, not just like, oh, like I built a cool car, but like, oh, once I get to a point where I'm doing something cool like I am now, for the people that were there from the beginning, it must be so cool to have like seen the whole journey kind of in real time. Um, Dang. Even if your videos shit, it still got you at least one roy. I appreciate it. I'm glad it resonated with you, man. It means a lot to me that like that happens. Because right now, like I'm still trying to figure out with YouTube, like views are awesome. Like it'd be great to like hit a large audience, but the most meaningful thing so far is like how many meaningful views I'm getting. Like views where it's not just oh someone watched it, but like it also like made a difference to them or like resonated with them. That's what the most fulfilling part of doing this. Yeah. And something where it wasn't suggested your videos anymore, so kind of odd on YouTube. I don't know what's up with that. That's so tragic, dude. I don't know what's up with that. I don't know how the algorithm works. I think I know how it works, and then I don't know how it works. And then I think I finally figured out again how it works, and then I don't know how it works. But yeah, so I've been doing a lot of stuff with it. Oh, there it goes again. Yeah. Let's see here. Oh man, yeah. Okay, so that was over a year ago. Okay, so last I remember was getting the salvage title, and it was really difficult. Last one I fully watched was your SoCal tour at NB versus ND. Just keeping up with the Patreon post. Okay. Let's see. Do you want me to like catch you up on everything since the whole salvage title deal? Because that was fun. Or do you want me to like not give you any spoilers? Because I can do either. But yeah. I guess not a lot. How do I put it? Not like a lot has happened up until a few months ago, but I've grown a lot as like someone. Okay. Just gonna watch your videos. Yeah, yeah. Okay, but I will say this, like, there weren't a ton of videos, but yeah, exactly. There weren't a ton of videos because I did not have time to work on videos last year. I got a little burnt out at my job, and I just had no free time at all outside of that. But things have changed quite a bit. I grew up quite a lot in terms of like my experience working on a car, and then I've also been focusing a lot on like what is this? Focusing a lot on like making way higher quality videos, or like trying to improve the video quality. Like that's kind of like what I really enjoy at the moment. So every video I've been trying to find something to improve and kind of growing on the channel with that. But yeah, I haven't made that many videos just because I haven't had time, but now I've kind of got back into it, and that's what I was also saying about I batch recorded a ton of videos. So now I'm gonna have a lot of videos coming out at least for the next few months. So the original goal was, have a new video once a week, but right now it's turning out to be twice a week, which is still working out. But yeah. Man, I was putting out a lot of videos back then. I was forcing myself to like learn how to iterate quickly and like learn quickly. So I was like there was a point where I was putting out a video every single week. What kind of work do you do? I definitely feel the burnt out at work part can get rough. I'm a software developer, so I do a lot of like web development, app development. But I was on a tough project and it just kind of completely drained me. I just didn't have a good time at work for a while. So I didn't get anything done in my personal projects or like my personal life realistically. But yeah, so now I've kind of got myself to a point where like kind of recovered. I took a few months, I took a like time off, and that's why I also kind of had the opportunity to record a ton of work. And that's why I didn't edit the videos, because I was like, okay, I took a bit of time off from work to kind of like recover from everything because I was so burnt out. And then once I kind of like started getting better with that, I was like, okay, I tried to make a video. I tried to make all the videos. So I did a compression test. I guess I don't want to spoil it too much, but I did a compression test, and then it took me like a whole week full time to like edit the video. And I realized like at the end of that week and a half, I was like, dude, I barely got anything done in the car, and it took me a week and a half to like get the video out. I think I just need to pause editing and just like speed run everything. So I pretty much like literally like speed ran like all the work that I wanted to do on the car. I'll keep it vague so you can like watch the videos. But yeah. Chemical engineer. Wait. So I think there's a good balance between quality and just showing you working. I'm glad. I felt like I didn't have that balance in the early videos. I felt like I don't know. I'm also very, I'm always going to be self-critical because I'm trying to improve. So it's not like the old videos are bad, but every time I look back at it, I see like 10 things to improve or that I have improved. But looking back, I felt like some of the earlier videos were a little imbalanced, where there wasn't, how do I put it? Like, it was very jam-packed with voiceovers, and I realized that I didn't give the video or the energy enough time to like rest. I didn't like leave pauses where the viewer can just kind of absorb and just take a moment and rest. It was just like, okay, I did this, then I did this, then I did this, then I did that, then I did that, and then this happened, and then I broke this, and then this happened, video is over. That's how I kind of see it looking back at it nowadays. But now I've been trying to like find the balance, and if anything, I'm trying to do less voiceover because it is so taxing, or like it's not taxing, it's like it takes up a lot of time or energy, because I can put together a video really well, like I can just sit quietly and just put together a video really well, but if I need to fill in a lot of voiceovers, like that takes a bit more energy to try and think through, and I'll do like 15 takes on a single piece of voiceover sometimes because I keep like fudging it, like I keep like saying the wrong thing, saying a word that doesn't exist, halfway through tripping on my words, and it's just like, it's so much work that it's much more relaxing for me on the editing side to just like go less heavy on the voiceovers. So a lot of my most recent videos, including what I'm putting up tomorrow morning, I'm trying to just relax on the voiceover and just, I want the video to be a little bit more just showing the work and like good vibes, or just like, you know, whenever I'm stressed out about something, maybe like funny vibes. Um, but basically just trying to make more relaxed content. That's the best way I can put it. Um, yeah, but who knows? I mean, maybe I'll go like back into like getting really in depth again. Um, but yeah, that's kind of what I've been doing with it. And so if you were watching the old videos and you remember how I like used to call it murder shed and all that, right? Um, that's gonna eventually, I think, become like a little bit of an inside like joke with like my earliest viewers, because I haven't mentioned a thing about Murder Shed in like a year and a half now, and I forget like that was a thing I used to like joke about all the time. Is like that shed was so terrifying, and then eventually had rats. So that was really fun. And in fact, there's a dead rat in one of my videos. So that was fun. Yeah, I don't really have that problem anymore. But yeah, like I said, I was putting up with quite a lot. There was times when I was like working. There was one time, one of the last few times when I was working there, I think it was really hot, ton of mosquitoes. I was on my knees working there, or like on my back underneath the car, and I can smell a dead rat like from the shed. And I can smell this dead rat, and I'm just continuing to work and record. I think this was when I was doing like the clutch, or this is when I think I was putting the alternator, fixing my like dead alternator. Um, but yeah, that was fun. But yeah, finally have a real garage. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So that's, man, you were, no, yeah. This was right around the time I was doing the salvage huddle stuff. Yeah, I have a garage. And then, okay, well, now it's spoiled. I renovated it a bit last year. Yeah, so I put white flooring in it, like white epoxy flooring, and then I put a ton of lighting. Most of it is off right now, but in the videos you'll see it on. The garage is like really nice now, and really functional as well. So it's kind of almost like too pristine in a way compared to what I used to be working in before. But yeah, I literally like flip-flopped. I went from working in that like rat infested, or like outside that rat infested shed on the driveway, to like now an air conditioned, really sterile and clean garage with with like crazy bright lighting. Got the studio garage. Yeah, I love it. It's crazy bright for like people in person, but like it's really nice for video. Things are just clean, and then also for me to like work under it and stuff, I can see like where I've left a bolt on the ground, and then because the floor is actually white, it like naturally reflects a bit more light underneath the car. So even if I'm not holding a light underneath the car, I can actually see things way clearer. So that's really nice. How's the floor been holding up? Really good. So the specific floor is called polyaspartic. It's basically a type of epoxy, because epoxy flooring is a little older and has like UV issues and stuff. So polyaspartic apparently is like the newer version of that. But I've had it for a year and a half now, and I've spilled all sorts of chemicals on it. And I've actually welded on it briefly and sprayed a bunch of sparks on it, which is not recommended, but it's held up perfect. The only thing I didn't hold up to is I dropped like a concrete bolt on it, and it kind of chipped it a little. But otherwise, I love it. It's held up really nice. Yeah, I'm really happy with it. Yeah, I air conditioned it. Well, I kind of had to, dude. Like, it gets really hot here. Like in the summers, it'll be over 100. So actually, my very first live stream, I was sweating by the end of it. And you can, if you like look closely, I was like really sweating because it was 87 degrees in the garage when I was doing that. So after that, and even in the NB versus ND video, I think that was one of the last videos before I air conditioned it. That was a tough video to make, because I would be in there for 5 minutes and then I'd have to like walk back into the house and like take a breather to like not be so sweaty on camera. Yeah, and then I was like, oh, there's all this engine stuff I want to do. How the hell am I gonna do that while I'm sweating? So that's when I was like, I gotta change this up, dude. Heard it's pretty good stuff. Not sure if I go like the other Swiss tracks. Yeah, it's amazing. The the Swiss tracks, I didn't fully understand it because like dirt is always going to get in it. And like, what if I spill a bunch of liquids, which in the past few months, I've spilled a lot of liquids. I actually like dumped all the oil out of my engine on accident a couple of months ago, or like recently. So I don't know how that would have worked with the Swiss tracks. I would have always been like pulling them out and then cleaning them, I guess. So I really like that it's just like one clean hydrophobic thing, so it doesn't hold any dirt or any liquid. I can just like literally squeegee liquid off of it. The mountain so highest it gets is around 90. That's what I'm saying, dude. Like it's hot here. And then like now it's literally like 33 degrees outside. So the garage would have been cold at this time. It's kind of a little bit extreme. So it was kind of well needed, and I'm glad I got it. Oh, Houston, yeah. Dude, yeah. Okay, so you know what I'm talking about. I've actually lived in Houston for like a summer. But yeah, so you know what I'm talking about. Like I'm in Austin, so it's like, I think it's a little bit hotter, but it's also less humid than Houston from like what I remember from that one summer. But yeah. I went back and taking out a transmission. It's so much fun. Are you doing it like under the car on jack stands? Because that's the one thing I did not want to do, and that's kind of half the reason I pulled out the engine. Did not seem like fun at all. All right, I'm probably gonna head out. You have to remove the transmission from the engine on the NC. Oh, I see. You're talking about the NC. Yeah, that makes sense. Damn, dude. But yeah, I think I'm gonna head out. I don't know why there's so fewer people today. I don't know if it's just because it's really late or what. But it would have been so much fun if I had everyone here. But I don't know what's up with YouTube, or if it's just me. But either way, I had a lot of fun. I want to keep streaming more, or like more often. Yeah, and I'm glad I got like a little bit of a nicer setup going. So it's like literally streaming through my actual camera that I record footage on. Yeah, video drop tomorrow morning. You're in Houston, right? So it'll be, yeah, morning, Central Time. Yeah. So it'll be disassembling my engine, because in my last video I pulled out the engine, and this one I kind of like tear it down and like reseal it and reseal the transmission. So that was all kind of a learning experience. But yeah, I've been putting a lot of effort into this stuff, so I'm really excited for it. Have a good night. Can't wait for the shirt to arrive. Thanks, man, for the order, dude. Means a lot to me. You were actually the first person who wasn't my mom to order something. So that was really cool. But yeah, I'm sure you'll love it. Let me know if you need anything with it. Got a couple other things on the way. So I have stickers on the site, right? But they're really expensive because of how expensive the merch company makes them. So I've decided that I'm actually going to buy a ton of stickers myself from a different vendor and then ship them out for like way cheaper. So I'm gonna be putting those up sometime soon when those come in. But yeah, it's really fun to like do the merch. I've never like done any merch before, really. And I don't know, it's exciting. I get to like express myself more and like find ways to come up with fun designs and stuff. So yeah, appreciate the support, man. Means a lot. All right. Well, see y'all. Check out the merch if you haven't. It's at shop.ubby.work. Need some stickers for my toolbox. Yeah. If I were you, honestly, like don't buy it right now. I'm not happy with how expensive they are. Like this is like, just wait until I put up a sticker pack. Those will be like $10 for like a ton of stickers. But yeah, All right, guys. Take care. Thanks for sticking around, and check out the video in the morning. See ya.